Model Mania. Today we're actually going to be doing issues 12, 13, 14, and 15 on E.T.'s head from Fanhome and Universal. And the reason I'm doing this rather than the way I normally do, which is one stage at a time, is because it's one part 3 screws, one part 3 screws, one part 1 screw, one part 1 screw. So rather than do a bunch of 30-second videos, I figured I'd do one 5 to 10 minute video. So let me go ahead and get part 12 out. Actually, we're going to do them one at a time. I'm just looking at it. Wasn't sure if the pins would push in from the side or push it down from the top. Since they push in down from the top, we'll go ahead and do 13 and the others individually as we go, but all in this single video. So if it's not obvious, we have the upper structure of the head. I believe this looks like it is the left-hand side. We got upper left head, or upper left side of the head. We have 3 P2P, PTP screws. So what we're going to do is we're going to face ET away from this, and we're going to make sure that all the wires are out of the way and not getting pinched. We're just going to set this on here. I'm just looking. Where do these lugs go on here at? Don't know if you heard me, but I just said, where do these lugs go on here at? Okay, they're going to go on here like that. So there's a spot here, here, and here for the screws to go into. We're going to set this on here, and none of the wires should get pinched because of the locations. Just going to set it on here like that. And just to get it to lock into place, I'm going to get the middle screw in first. Yeah, it doesn't say any screw first. I feel like the middle screw is probably going to put it in the best spot for holding it in place. Okay, we've got that one started. We're going to put the back one, start the back one in. And what I'm doing is I'm looking, see if you can see, looking down through the hole. And as long as I can see all the way through the head, I know that I've got the screw or the part in the right place. There's a little bit of a gap here. This is a little bit more tricky because it is able to move back and forth a little bit. Now that it's in there, I'm going to lock this one down. And as I tighten it down, it kind of pulled it around here. Tighten this one all the way down, and we'll go back to the last one here. Whoa, that was close. Almost dropped E.T. right on his face. That would have been an ow situation. But he doesn't have his finger, so he can't heal anything. Got that one all the way down. Go back and double check on the other two. That one's good. That one's good. And you can see here, there is a gap. I'm pretty sure that gap is where the skin from the head is going to go. That's all there is to do on stage 12. Let's get that book out of the way. Open up the book for stage 13, and it's going to be pretty much the exact same thing on the other side. Let's go ahead and open the bag. Get our parts out. The biggest difference between 12 and 13 is 13 you now have something to line up to. And actually they do slide in. Interesting. The pins here These pins right here do slide in to the holes right here. But you can also, it drops down in there like that, and then you slide it across. Could have probably put it together off the model, especially when this one up in the front is not wanting to go in correctly. Okay, that one's good. Why does that one not want to go in? There we go. It started in a bit. Okay, that one. There's that one. There's that one. There's no good place to really grab a hold here to push this one together because it is on the head. So the fix for that is going to be to take these screws back out, get the bigger screwdriver. I'm going to take these screws back out. I'm going to take it back off of the head. I'm going to take the structure back off the head while I'm making sure I'm not pinching any wires. I'm pretty sure I'm not. Now I can actually get a pretty good grip on here and push it together. It still does not want to go all the way in, and I can see why. It's slightly off there. This is going to be somewhere where you're never going to see it. So let's very gently get 2 pairs of vice grips and put them on a paint jar. No, that's Ian. Just very gently push that on there. There we go. So now all the seam is pretty much closed. Let me pause for a second, see what that text was. I'll be right back. That was my wife sending me a text from upstairs wishing me a happy Father's Day. So now let's put this back in place. Let's double check all of our wires, and this would have been bad because that wire was up where I probably wouldn't be able to get to it very easily. Now probably, I'm guessing I want it out the back here, not the side there. I'm lining up these holes. Of course, I'm saying probably a ton of times. Okay. I was going to say it's going to try and be a pain, but it was not. So this one will go in pretty easily. Oop. Set the screwdriver on its end, or not. Drop the screw in here. Come on, go in there. Okay, I've got to set ET down so I can get this screw in where it goes. And again, doing the same thing I did when I did step 12, which is lining up the holes. If I can see all the way through it, then I know it's good. Let's go back to the back. We're going to do the side I didn't do before. And you can see I'm able to keep this wire back here. Come on. And I'm going to tighten this one all the way down. There we go. Interesting. ET's eye servo moves pretty freely. Unlike the mouth, which is a worm gear, and the eyelid servo moves pretty freely. The mouth is a worm gear, so it's not going to move very freely. And the left and right on the eyes is not, because there's a lot of gear work inside that one's done. Interesting. Let's see, is that over here too? It is. Slight stress mark when you put the screw in. I'll show you what I mean if the camera will pick it up. You can see right there where that lug is, there's a stress mark on either side where the screw goes in. So let's reattach one to the left here. And that one goes in really easy because the threads have already been cut. Sometimes I wonder if it would be better to put the screws all the way in, then take them out on the plastic parts, just so that you've already cut your threads. There's that one. Get this one, make sure it's all the way tight. See, that's the problem sometimes with these plastic screws, because it doesn't feel like this one's going to tighten up. It feels like it is stripped, but it's going to hold it in place well enough. So there is stage 13. Now let's move on to 14 and 15. I'm going to go ahead and get all the parts out at the same time. There's the side of the head for 15 and the screw. And part 14, get it out, get the screw out. These two parts, I believe, do not actually connect to each other. Whoops, knocked over my pin vise. So let's go ahead and flip both books open. Find it. There we go. And see, this is the bottom of the face. Not really the bottom of the face, it's the bottom of the head. Turn this over. This was part 14. Make sure I'm looking at the right picture. Goes on this side over here. Very nice. There are two tabs, one here, there's a tab here and a tab here that are going to go into the slots on that side. And again, running the wires back this direction. The one screw is going to go in that hole and that lug right there. So we're going to slide this in here. Trying to, there we go, that's seated, that's seated. There's no longer a way to see through because the top side is locked, but I do want to make sure that I do not lose track of this wire. So let's put that over this direction. Drop the screw in there, make sure it looks like it's on the lug. Let's see. Maybe it's on the lug. No, it's not. Makes it a little bit interesting because now I gotta take that out. Yeah, I was hitting, you can see the damage from the screw. I was hitting the back there. So let's try this again. It's a little bit There we go. I think that's got it in place. That should be in place because you can see those parts are lined up now. Let's push the screw in and see. Yeah, there we go. I was going to say, let's see if it's actually grabbing, but it is this time. And there we go. I'm pretty sure something is going to pull these together. Make sure, just checking all my wires, making sure they're all where I can still get to them. And we're going to do the same thing on the right side, the bottom of his head. This first one goes in pretty easy. This outer one can be a little bit tricky. And popped in place. I like it. Love it when a plan comes together. I also love how cliched sayings from the 70s are still around. Get that screw in there. Let's just turn, yep, that is all there is to do in those two stages. Got the gap here. And ET is starting to look like something. A little bit more like ET. We've got all four of the wires back here. Like I said, I'm guessing maybe the skin is going to pull that together. Do not know for sure. There are gaps on the sides of the head. But that, my friends, is all there is to do in those four stages. What was I going to say? Let me know what you think when I do something like this. I mean, I have four stages that are pretty much all the same thing. So I did all four of them together rather than doing four separate videos. With that, let's call this a video. Thank you for stopping by. Really appreciate it. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon to be notified of whenever I post new content. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Have a great day. Have a great day tomorrow, and I will see you in the next video.